What's going on, everyone? Currently playing Kha'Zix in about D3, D2 Elo. This is one of my favorite champions still. I think the best build on him is Phase Rush, but you can definitely go Dark Harvest or Electrocute. Playing with some nice hyper carries, some nice brawlers in the top lane. We have Ken in mid, which is interesting, and we have both bot lanes are kind of, interactive, so likely going to play for top here. The runes on Kha'Zix currently are Phase Rush, Nimbus Cloak, Celerity, Water Walking, Ravenous Hunter, Sudden Impact. In general, on this champion, you really want to play for yourself as much as possible to ensure that you can win. This champ with Duskblade and then, whatever other lethality item spikes really hard around 1 to 2 items. So that's really nice, and ideally you're getting to that 1 item spike slightly ahead of your opponent, and you really want to take guaranteed fights. I think our Darius just wins that. Yeah, and unique choice from their Camille to try to fight Darius level 1 and just a straight up DPS check. But not bad. Hopefully our Shaco will come box for us instead of wasting his boxes in lane when he has an Ezreal. I would really greatly appreciate if he would play for us. I don't know. He's got 1 box here, which is nice, but I'll trust him. The standard path on Kha'Zix is going to be a 5 camp where you do Blue Gromp, Wolves, Raptors Red, or the inverse of that. But you can also alter it up as necessary. Obviously, part of jungle is changing it depending on, how the game plays out. So this game, we know that their Camille doesn't have flash, but it's still pretty hard for us to fight her. But she appears to be negative gaming. And just taking awful trades against our Darius. So if I'm the enemy Lilia, I'm either completely giving up top lane or trying to play for it right away here. And so we can kind of see, we want to make sure that our Darius is able to keep using them up here in the top lane. But we'll see how the game updates. Focus down the small raptors first, as always. They do equal damage to the big one. So unless you can instantly kill the big one, take out the small ones. And then our Darius should have prio for us to go ahead and fight this top scuttle. And then our cannon should probably be a little bit behind Zed. I doubt he can face check in. But our Darius is crashing on the correct wave here, which is nice. We'll ping where we think Lilia is at this point, which should be topside. Camille's pretty low, but all in all, we do have to be a little bit careful of fighting here, just because Lilia's Zed is a pretty nasty combo for early game skirmishing. Get to the scuttle first. Our cannon now has moved, so Lilia can't contest this at all. I'm going to push it down because there's a decent chance we're able to double scuttle, but likely she's just bottom right now. Doing what I always recommend of giving up the lanes that you know are completely lost, especially when her bottom lane is winning. And her top laner is playing really aggressive. I haven't seen her ward yet on minimap, so I think we just kill her here. She doesn't have flash, so her only escape is E, which was cancelled very nicely by our Darius. Well played by him. We'll stay here, help him crash, because we want XP. Nice job. Unfortunately, our bottom lane didn't respect our pings and walked into the enemy Lilia, but shit happens. Our Darius is playing really well so far. Ideally, on your first back, you're aiming for straighted Dirk, but if you don't have enough gold, just buy some long swords, pink ward, boots, whatever. Would have won if Jung wasn't there. Yep, that's true. Unfortunately, junglers exist. Again, it's solo queue. Your laners aren't always going to be paying attention or listening to your pings. So, you just have to deal with it. Ideally, you track the enemy jungler and you try your best, but at the end of the day, you can't win them all. Good on us to be able to get back into Lilia this camp. And then Lilia's going mid. Hopefully Kennan's able to just walk out. He still has flash up. I don't think he's killable at this point. And then our Raptors are respawning. We'll watch where Lilia walks. Lilia is here, but our Darius should be strong enough to 1v2 at this point when he has both thumbs up. So he can kind of play it a little bit aggressive. Kennen died, unfortunately, but we get to catch midwave as a result. So it's not the worst. Lilia took Raptors, but Zed is completely If he was isolated, I would look there. We can't fight her in this wave, even though we've gotten our reset off, unfortunately. Just due to the fact that the minions will do too much damage to us. But, not bad. Probably going to look towards her raptors here. Because we know ours are gone, and we can scuffle with her, because we do have first base and our cannons here when her mid laner cannot be. Drop a little ward. And she's probably reset at this point. Our Darius is still playing pretty well. Grab these raptors, and then we'll get out of here. And just continue to play so our Darius is able to bully. At this point in the game, it's very clear to like our team, hopefully, that Darius is going to just absolutely stomp his lane. And the only way that that's going to change is if there's interaction with the top lane. So at this point, we just want to be spending as much time topside as we can. So probably what's going to happen is we'll go clear our one raptor that's here. And then grab Krugs, reset, and then clear back up to top lane. We don't really have the ability to look to Dragon as much right now, which was a potential other option, because Lily is coming back on the map pretty strong, and their bottom lane is pushing, so our bot's never going to be able to move, and Zed is currently a lot stronger than Kennen. So making plays in the bottom side of the map is pretty dangerous at this point. We just want to ensure that our Darius is able to snowball the game, which he currently is doing a great job of. Evolve order on Kha'Zix does vary. I believe the best evolve order for the standard game is... Darius should have killed Lilia here with Burn. We'll see. I think she's dead. Yeah. So, again, they did exactly what we thought they would, and they tried to shut down Darius, but we were able to trade 1 for 1. So it's not the end of the world, and our Kennen crashes away mid that Zed missed out on. So even though they did get a shutdown, we also got a kill out of it, so we're not too sad about it. And we'll reset to our bottom side now. And we've also cleared out this wave, so Darius gets more of this wave than he would have. As far as boots, you can either go Ninja Tabby Merc Treads or Ionian boots. All are pretty decent options. But on Kha'Zix, your item spikes are really important. So unless you're against like a heavy AD or AP team, and Ninja Tabby and Merc Treads are really valuable, I think in general play for your item spikes a little bit more. Lilia might walk into my blue buff here. We'll see based on where she walks. Or she might be on Dragon. Yep. We just kill her here. Ideally, he should probably Q and look. She does have sleep, so I'm just trying to burn that. She has Lantern as well. But, yeah. Unfortunately, we did get hooked out of the sleep, because if we were able to just wake up, I flash Q her and she dies. But probably a little greedy for us to go for. This is really illegal when our Kennen has R. Like, our team should be able to fight this, but if they don't want to, it's fine. But once again, we know that they are super far behind, which is why I also put this defensive pink ward here, because it's really disgusting that Lily is able to go for this like this when our team is on the map with and our Kennen has R, but our team's scared, and that's fine. If Lily agreed for the Gromp here, she would have died, so good on her not to. Honestly, she's playing pretty well, using her advantages to try to shut me down, but like, how is this dude walking in solo? He is not, that's the answer. So, we got Ignite, Zed, also, I think Zed ignited, not Thresh. We can't go for our wolves. We're just, for the rest of this game, we're just going to fully give up our bot side. They clearly have some vision there, based on that movement. And neither my bottom nor my mid laner are showing any propensity to move, which is kind of sad. But our Darius is doing well and punishing the fact that they're perma-playing bot side, and doing what I should have done and just given up my bot side and played for the enemy top side and traded. But again, some games your lanes are losing, some games your laners won't roam. Zed might come kill me at red buff. If he does, I will be very sad. Our Kennen is just like absolutely getting destroyed, so same with our bottom lane. Unfortunately, our Darius is now losing. We can look on this, but I have to wait for Zed to go on him. Okay, that's fine. We don't win the 2v2 in my opinion. Actually, with Kennen having ult, I trust. Alright, nice job. We'll heal up here. And our Kennen should be able to zone Lilia, and we have Ravenous Hunter, so we can pretty much heal here. A pretty good chunk. We'll grab this rift, and then just continue to probably split the map here. once we get our reset off and get back on the map. Again, I think Duskblade's the strongest mythic on Kha'Zix. There's some other options. You can go Conqueror with Gore Drinker. You can go Eclipse. But I think Duskblade works really, really well with his ultimate due to the Invis passive. And then also, just in general, you want the CDR is really nice from it too. But Eclipse is pretty good as well. We can walk in here and see if our Darius is able to make anything happen. Zed's already starting to move up. Okay, he's back on mid lane. I want to try to dive this. Whenever you're tower diving, use I'm gonna just use this because I want solo plates. Bind attack champion only to some key and get used to using it, because in general, if you can tower dive, it makes it far easier, because then you can ensure that you're not wasting auto attacks on turrets or minions or whatever. I currently have it set to V because I don't think you need the back ping on V, since you can use just control and left click to back ping like this. And V is just kind of the easiest thing for me to hit. So in general, it makes it easiest. She may have taken my bot side. I think my wolves are still up, but my Gromp is down. I could be wrong on that assessment, though. To be even or slightly ahead of Lilia is pretty good for us. Lilia's clear is pretty good, much faster than ours. She's already moving bottom lane. Our team should see this and not be in any sort of threat here. Once again, one of the things that I always kind of say is take your weak side camps if you can. So in this case, take the camps on your bottom side, or weak side for me is bot here, and then play towards your strong side. So once I've taken away my wolves and Gromp, right, then Lilia can no longer push and take anything on my weak side here, and then I can start to play towards my Darius and for her top side. So you want to prioritize taking your weak side camps and then playing for your strong side. I'm waiting for the shadow to expire. I think my burn might kill him. My W also would have killed him, but his flash was solid. I'll try to deny him the wave at least, but we got his flash and his ulti for just my ult and cannons, so flash down is good. We're going to move our pink ward into an aggressive spot here so Darius can more easily see if people are roaming on him, and then again take her camps, and then I can always go back to my strong side camps because those are uncontestable in theory for Lilia. Which is why I don't have to prioritize taking my Raptors or Krugs right away. Whereas if I can get my Gromp and Wolves, it's more important. One of the more fun builds, and the one that I like on Kha'Zix, is Duskblade into Ionian Boots Collector, and then looking to get Serelda's Grudge, Ravenous Hydra. I'm not sure if it's necessarily the best. You can also just go like Edge of Night, Yomu's, and kind of go for some other lethality items, and that's completely fine too. If he's able to get the stun off. Okay, let's play Drag. By hovering here, we guarantee our Kennon's able to get Prio, and then our Darius is on this side of the map, so we do want to get Dragon, but someone should respond to this wave. It's too fat. It's really not worth our Darius being down here for that wave. Sucks. I respect him moving down, though. It's good that he is like having those ideas, because he wants to turn his lead into Dragons. But in general, losing all those minions and plates is not great. But all in all, decent. Lilia is now top. And she's got my pink ward. But we're now about 2 levels up on Lilia because we were able to deny her top side while maintaining being able to farm our bot side. The other thing that I'd recommend is, our bottom lane hasn't done it this game, but a lot of times in games where you're playing kind of a heavy split map like this, Lilia might show up mid here, so I'm just going to path a little bit closer. You might just have to mute your bottom lane or whatever side's your weak side, because in general, they're probably just going to spam type to you. Nice. So just mute them if you need to. In that situation right there, I saw that we basically there was a lot of fighting mid, right? Which is why using your F keys is useful. And if I'm Lilia, we also knew she was here because she had just cleared that pink ward. I'm probably going to look to impact that lane. And so in my head, I want to make sure to counter gank that and ensure that our Kennen's able to use the advantage he got from the trade. We're just going to base now. We've got a lot of gold. Grab boots and another lethality item. Or another serrated dirk. Again, I personally think that it's probably better to go armor or MR boots, but I also really like Ionian boots just because of the haste and the speed, and overall they're just cheaper, which allowed me to get dirk on this base as well. But again, make your own decision based on what boots you think is best. There's just kind of 3 main options on Kha'Zix. Again, I don't really want to do anything in bot lane. We've already denied them like their easy soul stacking. Camille was just mid. And in general, I don't want to make plays around my weak bottom lane when I can make plays around my Darius instead. Ward topside here. Camille is here. I'm going to look on Zed. I have Red Smite. My Kennen almost has R up. I didn't track that perfectly, but he'll have R up now, and he should win the fight, because now he just wins it. Nice Senna ult from them, but now my Darius is at the fight, as is our Shaco, and so they should kill Lilia. I think they're fast enough to do so. As far as your next upgrades go, with Duskblade, you don't necessarily need your R upgrade on Kha'Zix, just due to the fact that you are quite fast. So in general, wow, nice Stridebreaker combo. Really nice. Good. In general, you basically are going to evolve Q, W, and E if you're going Duskblade, typically. W is by far more consistent, but if you're in a game and you feel like you are able to find picks and get resets in fights, don't buy an Elixir of Sorcery. You can go E, but I would highly recommend going W evolve second, just because of how much faster it makes you. Oh, Senna getting that is quite bad. But hopefully in late game, Darius and I are able to deal with Senna pretty efficiently. Because she is immobile, and we have Kennen, so should be okay. But the slow on W evolve is just way too powerful for me to recommend anything else. But if you're playing in low reload where players are kind of getting caught out a lot more often, then you can itemize into, or evolve E first. R is also fine. There's nothing wrong with R evolve. However, I think if you have Duskblade, it kind of does away with the need for it, and going E is pretty good. The old Kha'Zix build for like high elo was basically QWR or RQW, just some order of those three, or RWQ. However, I think E is actually pretty worthwhile in solo queue because most of the time the resets and the extra jump range are really valuable. We'll grab this Rift and try to break mid with it and then play for Dragon. I'm going to save my Smite because I wanted that Dragon more than I want it for this Rift. We'll grab this. I'm going to go ahead and base and then go back to mid lane with an extra pickaxe. And I'm going for Collector over that. Cool. Our Darius is on the right side of the map. Our Ezreal's coming out of base and he's got an item. Our Shaco has an item. All in all, we should be much stronger for this fight in comparison, but they have 2 items. We do have to make sure we kill Senna, though. This will break mid, and then they can't really walk in because we have Prio. Because this new Senna build, when she gets 2 items, is pretty gross. Fortunately, I do a lot of damage, and she's like very chunked off that. But I disrespected the Senna greatly by walking up at all like that. My bad. The Senna and the Thresh. Because that Senna build does ridiculous damage. Camille is also splitting right now, which is pretty bad because she's just hard outplaying the map. Which is fine, but if I don't die, it's fine. But because I died, it becomes pretty hard for us to, contest. I'm gonna go top and deal with this, or our Kennen is. And hopefully our team's able to win. Our Darius got a reset now, which is good. And then I'm gonna walk top with Kennen. Just to ensure she doesn't get much more than she's already gotten. And then our Darius is on Dragon and it shouldn't be contestable. I'm going to try to bait her to fight me here. Because I know my Kennen's behind me and she might not. Oh, I don't know my Kennen's behind me. He ran bottom and didn't have home guards. Whoops. My bad. Hashtag int. Oh, he was typing to me no more throws so that you know, he was walking bottom and typing, so he was not aware of the fact that we were going top. But he's not wrong. This fight was really a bad choice for me, and also the Senna damage is just absolutely disgusting. But she is still immobile, so our Darius is able to get on her, which is really good. But I have kind of thrown this mid game pretty hard. We're still pretty far ahead of Lilia, which is the good news. And our team comp does beat Thur's late game. FF it, to be honest. Yeah. But the game is still very winnable, very playable. Camille is going to start beating Darius in side lane despite the big advantage, just because she's been, you know, playing for herself. And just Camille beats Darius in general. However, our champion still scales ridiculously to a point that's kind of unplayable for the enemy team. Late game Kha'Zix with this build is pretty disgusting. You just perma slow, and if you catch anyone out, you do one-shot them. Our Ezreal's farming our Raptors, which is interesting. He appears to be tilted for some reason. Yep, there's the FF vote. I don't know. Again, as you've seen in kind of the recent Nunu video, being carryable and not tilting is absolutely a skill in League of Legends. And for some reason our Ezreal, who's just had a free lane and the ability to just play the game for free, is very angry. And that's unfortunately what Camille can do. She can just press R. Also, I did have a lag spike right there, which was sad. But all in all, it's not terrible. We're going to be able to kill the mid here once our Ezreal gets here and starts pressing his buttons, but Senna's going to one-shot them all if they don't kill her. Okay, unfortunately she can't flash that, and our Darius got to kill top. I was just funneling some shutdown gold into Camille. That's all I was doing. And we do have pretty good, big Baron threat here once I'm back on the map, especially if we have Shaco clone or Darius there. We can Baron. At this point, once our Ezreal hits 2 items, then we're in a good spot. But he's got to maintain some sort of mental fortitude or else it becomes bad. We should Baron right now. Like, honestly, we should Baron. There's no reason for us not to. If they walk into us, they just lose and they don't have any vision. Force them to walk in right now. They don't have ultis. Our Ezreal just wasted flash. This dude is absolutely mentally... His mental is in shambles. That's tough. Jung diff, guys. Good news is the call is so good that even if I just miss the smite and play it poorly, it's still completely winning because our team is just in a much better spot. And that's the beauty of making plays that are good despite messing up mechanically or misplaying them, is you can fuck up and it's still completely fine because we just got a lot of kills in gold. And then we're set up for Ocean Drag, and we catch out the Thresh so they don't even have a Baron. Because this guy should die. Nice. Well played. And we get mid inhib. So, all in all, obviously my smite was bad. I think the Baron became unisolated right as I hit it, or I started tanking because I was looking at my Q damage and smite damage, and it was completely fine, and I would have killed it. But when you're tanking Baron, also the armor that it has, you do a little bit less, so you just have to be aware of that fact. And I kind of got a little scared because I was slept and there was a Camille running at me angrily. Okay, we got Lilia Zanya's for free, or for our ulti, but that's well worth it. I'm just staying on the map because now they don't have Zhanya's on Lilia. Oh, that's not how you want to use your jump spell. But I have a lot of zone control on Kha'Zix using my W. So you want to maintain, if you have control of the objective, it's really hard for the enemy team to walk in at all. Because I can just perma-slow. I just wanted to zone them off of our Darius so my Senna's not able to hit. I'm going to start the Dragon now, because they are splitting. And we're going to want to respond to the Camille early here. My team should be denying them mid-wave while I can just do this and kind of posturing. But if they walk in, it's pretty good. I know that Zed doesn't have ult, which is why I went for that. Since he ulted our Ezreal right at the start of us doing Dragon. And while he does have a short cooldown, especially with Ionian boots, it's not that short. And pretty good. I agree with what our Shaco is saying. Our Ezreal should just be content to get carried. We can probably end here, actually. I'm going to go for it. I think we end. But, again, good amount of mistakes this game. Missed a smite on Baron. Inted in the mid-game. But as long as you are aware of what you're doing and how to play the game, we were able to ensure that our Darius was able to complete his Snowball. And we were able to win the game off of that. We should just full hit here. Unless Senna walks up, and then we should kill her. Nice job. Thank you everyone for watching. I do appreciate it. Let me know what champions you want to see next. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.